Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and ever since the launch of the Season 3 content of the patch 10.2, I've been grinding out my rogue, trying to gear him as much as possible. However, as someone who is a recovering alcoholic, I can't stay still playing just one class for an entire season. So recently I've begun playing my alts, trying to gear him out in the newest Mythic Plus dungeons. There are just way too many class sets for me to collect, and so many different playstyles augmented by the newest tier set bonuses for me to experiment with. And one of the main reasons a lot of players love to pick up new alts is to see if the grass is truly greener on the other side, by playing some of the strongest classes available for that season. By no means is the general meta solidified yet, since we're only 2 weeks into the newest Mythic Plus season. However, certain playstyles are already beginning to stand apart from the rest of the crowd. So in today's video, I wanted to highlight those exact classes, the ones that are starting to develop a competitive edge so far for the Mythic Plus content of the newest season, in case you are already on the lookout for the next new alt to gear and level for the patch 10.2. But right before we get into this highlight video, most of you guys watching these are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway. Especially if you want to get more regular content regarding Dragonflight 10.2 or any of the future updates going forward. The first melee class worth highlighting for this video is the Demon Hunter, whether you prefer to play it as the DPS spec of Havoc or the tanking spec of Vengeance. Currently, Demon Hunter is that type of class that makes dungeon runs not only easier but also safer with the amount of group control and group utility that they provide to their party. Whether we talk about single target or AoE stunts, or Metamorphosis Stone for the spec of Havoc, the Sigil of Misery to strike fear into your foes, or Sigil of Silence to lock down all those pesky casters from the tanking spec of Vengeance. And then the current dungeon rotation, the double Sigils Talon for Vengeance Demon Hunter gains so much value, as that allows you to expand your overall group-wide control. Together with an interrupt that can be used from range, the ability to remove powerful buffs from enemy targets, and a darkness to provide a safe haven for the rest of your party. As a class, Demon Hunters also support fantastic survivability, whether we're talking about the leech healing available inside of Metamorphosis, but also some of their newer defensive talent options. Havoc Demon Hunters in particular are also very versatile, with a fantastic damage kit that allows them to focus on pure single target while still being able to capitalize on fantastic cleave and AoE damage for free, thanks to some of the newest capstone options added for the patch 10.2. Overall, if you're looking for one of the strongest melee classes for Mythic Plus dungeons specifically, I don't think you should look any further than a Demon Hunter, or if anything, this should be the very first class you should try out first before giving any others a chance. The second best of Demon Hunters when it comes to melee classes is the Rogue. Specifically Outlaw, but Assassination and Subtlety are just as powerful, if not more powerful in certain situations compared to the Cleavy Pirate spec. After the rework for the patch 10.2, rogues come in with a fantastic set of support tools, which rogues are normally known for, but having a shorter cooldown on Shroud and an AoE blind on top of their pre-existing toolkit makes the class only ever stronger. You also have a very versatile damage profile depending on your chosen playstyle. Whether you choose Outlaw for the competitive cleave-wide damage, the newest bursty capstone of Crackshot, and zero reliance on offensive cooldown since a drone rush is permanently available in most situations, or whether you choose to play Assassination for their bursty Deathmark openers, in order to capitalize on impactful single target damage that cleaves onto nearby targets, or if you choose to play for a more bleed-focused playstyle for greater AoE output. When it comes to range classes, we can't go further without at least highlighting the Augmentation Evoker, which saw itself rise to tops of popularity during the Season 2, with its introduction for the patch 10.15. This controversial yet powerful spec still retains a lot of its fantastic group-wide support, with a powerful tier set that allows you to prolong some of your party buffs in order to amplify your group-wide damage. As a buff-focused playstyle, Augmentation is focused on improving all of their allies, making other DPS classes more deadly, their tanks more durable, while improving the quality of life from healers with additional support capabilities. Since Augmentation focuses more on buffing their allies rather than contributing personal damage, they can spec into group disruptions and other non-damaging abilities that can help alleviate certain pain points that your party may encounter against some of the more challenging dungeon bosses, or even certain deadly trash packs, which allows Augmentation Evokers to remain relevant though not mandatory so far for the Season 3. Another range class worth highlighting is the Beast Mastery Hunter, which has become one of the more popular range DPS so far for the newest set of Mythic Plus dungeons. And when we say popularity, we mean the number of players picking up Beast Mastery for the first time to dive into Mythic Plus content. Even though Hunters didn't get a massive rework for the patch 10.2, Beast Mastery got a couple of talent adjustments which allows it to maintain great AoE and even single target damage output. You also are one of the few classes with some of the strongest, some of the most impactful offensive cooldowns with the newest version of Call of the Wild. You also have a great tier set bonus which amplifies your overall output and your interaction with some of the beasts that you get to summon within combat. As a hunter, you also bring a ton of support abilities which have always remained relevant, from instant crowd control abilities like Freezing Trap or Stuns, Tranquilize in order to remove some of the more dangerous buffs from enemy targets, Bloodlust in order to fuel your allies full of burst, as well as fantastic mobility and a ton of defensive utility options. This time around for the Season 3, Beastmaster Hunters and all hunters like it also come with a brand new party buff of Hunter's Mark, which increases their target's damage taken, which provides additional single target output. And lastly, I thought it would be a good idea to highlight at least one healing playstyle for the Season 3 in the patch 10.2. And the playstyle I went with is the Discipline Priest, which has seen a rise in both popularity but also in the amount of priests getting to compete in some of the high-end dungeons. During the development of the patch 10.2, Discipline Priest went through a number of changes. One of these changes attempted to simplify the overall playstyle and rotation, to remove some of the more convoluted buffs and timers that you had to manage and sync together in order to get the most output out of your damage or healing abilities. This change has allowed Discipline to develop a powerful combination within dungeons where they spread atonements with a single power word Radiance, together with a Mind Blast in order to proc Schism and Mindbender in order to invoke Shadow Covenant, which creates a powerful and a reliable damage healing playstyle for some of the more tougher combat engagements. This combined together with some of the stronger cooldowns such as Rapture and Power Word Barrier, which are used to help relieve your allies' pressure in some of the more high stress situations, as well as Pain Suppression, which can stabilize your tank in a moment's notice. And when it comes to utility, Priests still bring Mass Dispel, which can cleanse up to 5 allies and enemy targets of a beneficial or a harmful magic debuff. Even though the ability does gain a new 2-minute cooldown, it is still quite a valuable tool to bring into group content. And the same thing can be said about Power Infusion, which is also weaker as of the patch 10.2, but still quite impactful when it comes to boosting your allies' damage output. And then we have unique skills such as Mind Soothe, which is a fantastic ability that can help you avoid the attention of certain dungeon packs that you may want to simply pass by. Even with all of these factors helping springboard Discipline Priest slightly ahead of other healers, we do see a number of healing playstyles that are still looking competitive for Season 3. It's just Discipline Priest, at least for now, are a bit of a standout amongst the crowd. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.